Welcome back to AZ Strut and another episode of Jared's Fun Finds. We often get a lot of different technology that's from the era, the 80s, and it's music-based. And when you think of music-based 80s tech, you gotta think of the Walkman, right? We get a few of these in, and I just thought today would be a fun day to highlight some of the fun Walkman that we've gotten in. Now, Walkman is actually a specific branding of Sony. They're not all Walkmans. They're really portable cassette players. That's the technical term. Like this one here, from a brand that you probably don't remember, or maybe you do. They did okay in the 80s and into the 90s. I'm not even sure 100% how to pronounce this name. Iowa, maybe? I'm gonna go with that. Iowa? Iowa? I don't know. But it's a brand that I've used before back in the day. And this isn't a terribly special, I'm still going to call them a Walkman because everyone called them Walkman as a generic term. It doesn't even have a mechanical eject. You actually just open it up like this. And it has the standard play, pause, fast forward, and stop. But one thing I thought was unique about this one that I thought might be worth sharing is it has this dial knob in the middle. And you're thinking, if they're going to put this much prevalence in this thing, it's got to be something special, something important. All it does is just change a preset sound profile. That's all it is. So you have classic, pop, rock, and jazz, and that's all it does. Seems like a lot of overkill for a very simple, basic EQ change, but whatever. Nice, Iowa. Maybe that's why no one uses them much anymore. But what I thought was more interesting was this one, which is an actual Sony brand, but I don't see the word Walkman anywhere on this, which is funny because Walkman was their thing. It just says cassette recorder. But what's different about this one is this one does recording, not like the typical Walkman that could only play back your music. Not only did this do regular recording, but it also has some enhanced features like speed control. You might remember watching Home Alone 2 at some point. And in Home Alone 2, they introduced some interesting technology that Kevin had, and it was this portable, I don't know what they called it, but basically it was a Walkman with a built-in mic. And he would use it to speed up his voice or slow down his voice so he could sound like an adult or something. And this Sony one is not branded the same way as the one that Kevin had in Home Alone 2, and it doesn't look as cool, but it actually has the same features and probably worked even better than the one that Kevin had. But I remember everyone in school when I was a kid, they wanted that thing. I guess that kind of dates me a little bit. So this has the standard recording with a microphone here, and it could play back cassettes just like any other one. This also featured a small speaker right on the door. So if you didn't have headphones, you were still golden. You could actually still listen to the music and annoy everyone around you because then they could hear it. But what was really neat about this is that ability to do the high speed or slow speed pitch control and playback. I thought that was interesting. Another weird but cool feature this had is the problem with recording in this analog era is all the recording was done in real time. So if you borrowed a cassette from a friend and you wanted to make a copy of it, you had to hit play on one side and record on the other side at the same time, and then you had to sit there and wait for the songs to play in real time as it captured them. Well, long before digital, this introduced a feature that I don't think I've seen very often. It's a double speed record feature. So you could actually play back or record double time, which is something that I don't think I've ever seen before. I haven't tested this particular model yet, but still, how cool is that? And even though this has a built-in microphone, another neat feature is it also allows you to have a wired mic. So in the old detective movies, when they're going to interview a suspect or something, when they might have something like this, they could actually put the microphone in the middle of the table and have this back off to the side or something. So kind of a neat little piece of 80s tech, the kind of things that we find here, and I always like to highlight at Jared's Fun Finds and azstrut.org.